Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. Thank you for joining me today. It's the last session for NAQSH that I wanted to share with you all. And today's grid is, let me just, this one that we'll be working with. And these are grids that I created that are available on my Patreon that you can download and print as many times as you like. And they help you connect to Allah in a way that's creative, but also it's almost like a communication, a conversation you have with your Allah when you work on these grids. And when you connect them to a name of Allah, it could be a name that I'm working with, or it could be a name that you get guided to for a specific grid. So it's totally up to you how you use. So I'll just show you. This is the one I did yesterday for Ya Ghafar, Ya Ghafur. I haven't finished them, but I'm really enjoying doing them bit by bit and taking it easy. So hopefully before Ramzan finishes I will be able to work on them. This one's not from here, but anyway. And I love their format because it's already done in a very neat way and it doesn't overwhelm anybody. So this was just to show you guys the, sorry, I left mine today's in the middle. So yeah, sometimes I wonder, like, what is this that I'm doing? Like, what difference does this really make in my life? And that I'm sharing with people, and you question these things because they're not something that I was taught. And I always used to think like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm insane, I'm doing this. But because the inspiration for my art was always connected to my emotions, and how the internal world wasn't able to make sense to me, and through the patterns that I created, I could look at them and understand what it is that was going on within me. And as I worked on the patterns, the creation of patterns visibly in the physical realm helped me calm my internal world. So it was like the inside was inspiring to come out, but the outside that I was creating was shifting the inside. So there's a beautiful connection. The energy flow is very much based on what I'm feeling within me coming out on the sheet of paper, and as I create, what I'm looking at helps me reevaluate, reconnect, recharge my internal world. So it became like a beautiful conversation, and through this process I reached a place where it became an act of ibadat, because for me it was a space where I felt safe. I was able to speak what I wanted to. I was able to hear myself. I was being compassionate towards myself when I allowed myself to create, because I let go of any expectations of how the piece would turn out. There was never this urgency to finish a piece. There was never an urgency to share the piece. I was not creating these pieces so that I could get likes, or people would say, wow, you're amazing, or you're not amazing, or whatever. It was never for the pleasure of people, but for the pleasure of, there was no pleasure actually. It was always an act of submission to whatever is, just is. There was never what will it be, how will it be, will I be able to do it, will I be able to do it. There was a lot of compassion as to just an acceptance of that what is. And I never pushed myself to finish a piece. And this was something that kind of happened over a few years. And that's what I started teaching people, is that try not to be so eager to finish things. Do them with all your heart, but understand that he who starts it, he will help you finish it. So don't rush through it. Enjoy the process and let him help you unfold in not urgency, but in flow. In not like wanting to do it, but allowing it to happen as it happens. So not like trying to finish it, frame it, sell it, give it, just don't be in a rush for things to just happen. Because there's a very beautiful, I think it's a Chinese quote which says, I think I have mentioned this before. It says, nature is never in rush, but yet all things get done, right? And so nature teaches us, of course nature is by Allah, helping us see the world a bit better, and he guides us that everything has a way of blooming, of a way of producing seeds, of a way of, the leaf growing into leaf itself and then falling from the tree and becoming mud and nothing. So everything has phases, everything has a system, everything has divine timing. And the more we understand and stop pushing things, the more we will be in present moment and in gratitude, inshaAllah ta'ala. So today's name I received is, it's 53 in my book, Ya Qavi. I sat for i'tikaf, and I see the world passing by me. One of the things I see is nothing stops because I have stopped. Nothing gets disturbed when I'm not there. Everything just keeps flowing. I just get out and flow with it, or I go inside, get out of the flow. But regardless of which part I am in the flow with people doing things, or being inside and connecting myself to Allah, either way, both these places, life doesn't stop. Nothing in the universe will stop based on my own existence. And I realized this through the name Ya Qavi, as he speaks about the overpowering strength. And as I'm looking at the people around me, the cars coming and going, and everything's just normal day to day, and I'm not in touch with anybody, but I still can sense that there is life going on, right? And one of the things that I feel we need when we connect to Allah is the strength to choose Him. In a world full of chaos, to constantly keep coming back to the center. In a world full of noise, keep coming back to the inner silence of the ruh requires a lot of strength. It requires an immense amount of strength to choose Allah in a world where we are so attached and so distracted by so many things, by our own nafs, by our own careers, by our own families, by the commitments that we have. It is so hard. And when I read the name, I asked Allah, Ya Qavi. Al-Qavi is overpowering strength. What is it that I need the strength for? To stand alone. To stand alone in front of my Allah, for Him, and to prepare myself to keep my heart safe, to constantly choose my heart over, whatever it is that the world needs from me, to constantly keep pulling myself back in, to stand alone. I kept hearing this, to stand alone. And all I thought was alif. The alphabet alif is just one. So in a world that is in constant motion, you keep choosing alif. It's so remarkable how alone alif is, and yet it is complete. Its omnipotent power persists through all the possible permutations of temporal being. Al-Qavi is the strength to overcome the impulse of self-expression. I'll read this sentence again, and this is a sentence that I'll be working with tonight in the evening session that I share, called the Sacred Strokes, inshaAllah. I'll expand that a little bit more, but just so you can understand it for your own self. Al-Qavi is the strength to overcome the impulse of self-expression. It is the strength to not use the power that we feel is ready to burst forth from within us. Realizing Al Qawi allows us to overcome the feeling of always being the doer or active controlling agent in every situation. A physical form of the root means to completely empty one's house. You know, when you stand alone and you have to let go of everything. So, Alif does not have any attachments to anything, it's an empty space around Alif. It's just one Alif, right? So much space that is empty. For if it was a clutter around Alif, it wouldn't have the strength, the clarity, the purity of just being Alif. It is a physical form of the root means to completely empty one's house. You see, if your house is filled with too many decoration pieces and there are artworks all over the place, your cabinets in the kitchen are too full with things, and there are sometimes things that we don't even use, sometimes there are things that we've outgrown, clothes that we keep. Ya Qawi helps us to empty our house, meaning the inside of us that we've been carrying. He allows and helps us to bring our focus onto Alif so that all the other things around us get nullified or become, the priority is Alif and all the rest goes away. And so you just focus on him and him alone. And for that, you will need the strength. Al-Qawi's power is strong enough to overcome the superego, the lust, and the desires. So many times the world wants us to run after things, after relationships. Why are you not married? Why are you married? Why are you not looking for a job? Why are you doing this? There's so many things that people use and say to us that if you were to do this, then you could have been better. And this constant, building of the ego that you are nothing when you're not married, or you're nothing if you don't have a child. Allah doesn't love you because you don't have a child. Allah doesn't love you because you don't have a job, and all these sort of things. Allah's love is not based on our life experiences. So this name helps us to connect to something that is beyond our own selves. Al-Qawi is in command of the commanding self, a self that is primitive and adamant. It disarms the commanding self so that human beings can see that all personal power is the result of the real power that is coming from the divine source. We keep thinking that we are the ones. So I keep trying for a job and I'm looking for this one and that one and applying and everything. And people around me keep pulling me down saying, why aren't you trying enough? Why aren't you doing enough? Why are you wasting your life? Like, you're so talented. Why aren't you doing this, that, and the other? And they make you feel like unworthy within you. What they don't understand is that there could be something that Allah's preparing me for. There could be something He's guiding me towards. And maybe in this point in time, I need to let go of the attachment to a job or finding something 9 to 5, because maybe that's something I need to learn to believe and have trust in Allah's risk that what He's written for me is going to come. We attach ourselves to things, careers, peoples, and think they are the ones that are giving us something. Actually, they are only the source of that, what Allah chose them to give us, but the bigger picture is behind them. It is He who is choosing to give them a green light for you to get the job. But otherwise, if He's not giving the green light, then it's not the people that are the problem. It is Allah who has chosen for you to not have a job or be in a certain relationship because maybe it's not good for you, and He's preparing you for the best. And so we have to always think of, and in those moments we really need the strength to stand up to people, because dunya will treat you based on what they know, and they will fill you with doubts and they'll fill you with questions and they'll make you feel like, what a waste of life that you've got. And in those moments, Ya Qawi comes and helps us to say, you know what? Allah is in control. He is not going to leave me, inshallah. In addition, recitation of Ya Qawi is an antidote for those who feel that they have to be in control. Why do I not do blah blah? Why is this happening to me? When will this end? You know, that kind of attitude. So Allah Mia helps us by giving us this name to remind us that it is not we who choose what happens to us. At times, we need to not at times, most times, we need to let go of control, as that what is happening for the best, because He knows what is best for me. And that needs strength. That needs a lot of strength to believe in His qadr. It's not an easy task, because the world around us will constantly make us feel like a failure, but you're not a failure because you have Ya Qawi with you. Control issues in the personality often stem from fear of death, and Al Qawi can be experienced as pathway for conquering the fear of death. It's a beautiful thing, because when you think about death, death is change, it's transformation. A lot of people don't like the idea of change, growth, evolution, transformation, and really worries and scares them, because they think, oh my God, they have to leave everything behind, which they do for a temporary period of time, but then everything is given back to you, because that's what Allah is. He is just testing you. What all are you attached to so badly that you won't let go to come towards me? But when you choose Alif, when you say, I'm going to empty everything out of my system, I'm not going to do I'm not going to run after things, I'm not going to run after whatever, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to trust that my Allah will guide me to that, what He knows is best for me. Automatically, He will give you everything that's written for you, inshallah ta'ala. So this is Ya Qawi. And when we look at the grid, it is, when you see the center, you can see that this is how every day you have to stand alone in front of Allah in your prayer. So many things call you, so many things, so many commitments, and yet you choose to come to pray to Him. You keep coming back to the center, you keep coming back to Ya Qawi, you keep reminding yourself that, you know what, no matter the flow of life, like people will keep moving on. Like I said, I can observe that people are like moving on. What am I doing with my life? So much time. What am I putting it in? You know, just sitting there thinking about Allah. What is all this HUMNA? And I question myself over and over again, because it's like that's the programming that one has, right? And so you have to get out of that by saying, hang on, it actually takes a lot of strength to choose Allah, to want to get to know Him, to want to get closer to Him, because constantly we've been asked to connect and constantly be focused on people, relationships, food, clothes, you know, every career, blah blah blah. And for a person to say, okay, hang on, I'm just going to give this for a little bit, I'm going to give a break to all my dreams and I'm going to focus on Allah, this takes a lot of strength. And so this is where we start the grid. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm going to go with the flow, right? I'm going to go with dunya, right? How dunya makes me. So the dunya is going to constantly be in motion. It's not going to stop because, you know, I have stopped living or I have chosen a path. It's going to constantly be going. It's kind of like the ocean. The ocean will constantly flow. And where it flows, how it flows, when it flows, to what it's going to reach is not in my control, right? It's going to constantly flow. I have to choose Allah to come out of that flow. It is my decision to say, I'm going to take a break from dunya and try and see how I can become a better moment. This is the dunya that's constantly going, right? And everybody has a flow of their own. There's no right or wrong. It's just how the way the world works. So in the world, everybody says use your brain, be logical, don't do silly things. Don't waste your time. Always be doing something. Prove your worth. Know your worth. You know, all these things that we say to each other. You are valuable. You are loved. Use your brain constantly and, try to be logical, is what these triangles are expressing. And then we block our energy by saying, oh, I'm not fitting into the world's ways. I'm not thinking like other people. And so I need to start thinking like other people, start focusing on money, start making, big amount chunks of money, and then only my family will see me worthy of love. If I'm able to provide, they will love me. If I'm able to do things that, they need me to do, then they will see me. If I'm able to buy the branded clothes, then my friends will value me. And so our home starts getting filled with darkness, with attachments, with the distractions of this dunya, and we fill ourselves with these energies. The pull towards the dunya is so strong at times that even if you wanted to, you feel like I can't really break free. And then most times people say, how can one person change the dunya? The thing is, we're not meant to change dunya, we're meant to change ourselves. So when we focus individually on that who is permanent, that who is Malik, that who is our Allah, then automatically that reflects in the way we treat other people, the way we are at peace within ourselves and Him, and that has a ripple effect on all those we meet. So you're not going to change anybody, you're just meant to become a better person for your own self, for your own Allah. So that's one part of Tanya, and then I go into the next one, and then they say, okay, keep praying, become, why you're not wearing a hijab, start like connecting to Allah in the way that we've been told and taught. If you don't do this, then Allah will do this to you, and Allah is not going to, you're divorced that because you must have done something wrong. You lost that job because you didn't do the job well. All of these things. You're just a mother. What do you do in life? Oh, I'm just a mother. We get trapped into these sort of definitions, and then we judge ourselves. Am I a good mother? Am I a bad mother? in my head, I think I failed all the roles, because then you feel like, oh my God, I never did a role that was good enough. And so, you know what? I must have failed. I'm just saying in general, that's how we think. And we go into loops of judging ourselves, making ourselves feel little and small. Based on what others are seeing, we start defining ourselves. And the truth is, you're nothing what they see you as, right? You are not that what people see you as. You are that what Allah created you as in your ruh. But because you're so trapped in dunya, you don't really get through to your ruh. I love the word ruh. I don't know if I've ever said this on my channel, but I love the ruh. I love the ruh. I love the word ruh. It has this, it has something that is expanding and contracting at the same time. Who, like who, like comes in who, ruh. It's such a beautiful, like free flowing ruh. As a child, I was always scared of ruhs. And then we have some very rigid ways people live their life, and they say, why are you not doing this? This is how you need to do. So here comes the rigidity of dunya. Be a certain way. You are this, so be this, you know. You come from this particular culture, so behave like your culture. Don't, and you come from this family, so, you know, you belong to this sort of environment, so stay loyal to the environment. What's the point of being loyal to Allah? You know, He's not there all the time. He's not watching you. So people are watching you. So be loyal to that. So they create certain rights and wrongs, and then they're so rigid that you can't really break free from them. So that's the rigidity coming through in dunya. Of course, you're most welcome to sort of represent your own dunya flows. This is just me giving an example of how I look at it. And so in the middle of all this, last one, I'm going to just do the last one. I think I'm going to give them this one a rigid feel also. Maybe with this one I'll do a little darking. You know, like fanatic people, the rights and the wrongs. You don't wear a hijab, you're not Muslim. You should be wearing a hijab. Otherwise, what good are you? The ones that have the kind of like the religious police people, they're never happy with you. There's always something about you that, you know, they will question. You did this, why did you do this? You did that, why did you do this? There's no acceptance to who you are, but there's this judgment of everything that you're doing. Look what you did to your children. See, because of your actions, your child is blah blah. There's so much pressure on how the children turn out because of you, and we forget it is Allah in control. It's not you. You can just do your best, but doesn't really matter. Like Nuh alayhi salam had a son who rebelled against him, and that was not something Nuh alayhi salam could really do anything about. It's not like he would not have loved him. He probably loved him a lot also. Okay, now Ya Qawi is the one who brings us really close and helps us focus our energy towards Him and empty ourselves from this dunya. So because the word empty is so strong, I want to leave the circle empty. Like He moves you away. He creates a space between you and dunya. so that you can leave all of this, like with prayer, so that you leave all of this behind to come closer to him. Because you see, if you went in with all of the gunk from this dunya, then you will be doing exactly what the dunya is doing, right? So you have to come to Allah, and to come to Allah, you need the strength to stand out. To walk into a space of emptiness, to walk into a space where it's just you and your creator. Actually, it's really, if you think about it, it's quite overwhelming to say, I'm going to choose my Allah. It's actually scary because, you know, when you choose Allah, you know that He is going to like check the in and out of you. And it is so hard to let go of your addictions. The one thing I'm finding is my phone has been like on silent, and even though it's silent, and even though I am in my etikaf, even though I'm still like trying to not take in a lot, I still have the curiosity if someone's missed me, or did I matter enough in somebody's world. Of course that kind of overcomes, and I get over it very fast also, because I do live on my own. But there's this sense of, you know, do I even matter? And then I remind myself, hang on, Humna, you matter. You matter to your Allah. For that is why you exist, and so it's okay, isn't it? But of course, because like I don't judge myself on these emotions, because I know that the reason I'm feeling them is so that I gain the clarity into my choice of choosing my Allah. And I keep telling myself, I need a lot of strength, Alamia. I need a lot of strength. And so I'm so glad He gave me this name, because it's easier when everyone's doing it. It's so much easier, like if your whole environment, everybody around you is in devotion, and you pray, I pray, have fun, yay. You know, you have company in masjid or homes, or have you done your namaz, have you done it? But when you're alone and you have to constantly choose Allah, then distractions can be very loud. And we can be very judgmental towards our own selves also, right? So I'm gonna make this part like lots of people's noises, lots of noise here. See how there's so much noise. People will say things to you. Some are loud. Some take you into the darkness. Some take you in loops. We meet people every day, and some are really good for us and some are not really good for us. May Allah protect us from all kinds of people in our lives and guide us towards those who help us become better humans, better Muslims, better, you know, in our actions, in the way we live our life, in the way we choose Allah, in the way we, you know, perform in this world. May Allah guide us to good company, good people, good companions who speak to us with, you know, passion about Allah, where we can just feel heard, feel seen, valued for what we're saying, and be in praise of Allah constantly. May Allah provide us with people and spaces like that, inshaAllah ta'ala, where we can be ourselves and we can show our passion towards our Allah, the love that we feel. We can celebrate Allah together. Ya Qawi. Ya Qawi is the strength that pulls me back home to myself so that I can be of service to my Allah. It helps me to focus that He alone is my Malik. He alone is worthy of praise and gratitude. He alone is the one who I need to turn to. He alone is the one writing my story. He alone is the one who loves me. For those who love me for the sake of my Allah are the ones sent to me by my Allah as gifts in my life. May Allah protect us from all people who don't have or who don't understand our mission, our love for Allah, and may Allah remove everybody and anybody from our life that makes us go away from Allah. May Allah help us focus on things, people, places, and careers that help us create a beautiful world out there. May Allah help us and guide us and heal us and provide for us. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. May Allah give us the strength to keep turning to Him. Where the world keeps pulling us, we keep choosing to be authentic, real, honest with ourselves and with Allah. May Allah give us the courage to stand up and speak our truth. May Allah help us to spread His light that He has placed in our hearts. May Allah give us ways of creating a life full of abundance, magic, adventure, compassion, respect towards His creation. May Allah make us value His creation. May Allah help make us forgive the people that we need to and forgive ourselves for whatever it is that we need forgiveness for. May Allah help all those who are in pain. May Allah help all those who are in debt and help them clear that debt. May Allah help people who don't have a job, who don't have children, and bless them with a halal job. And may Allah bless everyone a halal relationship and keep them away from anything that is harmful for their soul and akhirat and dunya. May Allah keep us away from people who don't understand us and make us feel unworthy in our own being. May Allah protect us from our own nafs. Ya Qawi. May Allah give us the strength to follow His path, Sirat al-Mustaqim, to keep returning to Him. Keep on turning to Him, keep on asking Him, keep on connecting to Him and reminding ourselves of His love and power and mercy that He has for us, feels for us. May Allah bless us with good people, good relationships that help us and keep us closer towards Allah and motivate and inspire us to be our best moments. May Allah bless us light in our qabr. Make the path to our Jannat filled with light, filled with love, so we can be home with Him soon, inshaAllah. May Allah open our chests, open our mind, and guide us to His love, His light. May Allah help all of those people on the planet who are suffering or going through a hard time. May Allah give us the clarity of what we are here to do so that we can do it in a way that He is happy with us. Just going to, because I said it's empty, I'm going to bring a little bit of texture, and this represents the softness of his love for us, how he pulls us towards himself in a gentle, more loving way. He creates the space inside our heart. Thank you, Allah. Thank you for guiding us to connect through art with you, giving us a chance to be in worship through our eyes, through our hands, through that what we create in your world. Give us the courage to stand up for what is right by you. Help us question what is not pleasing to you and try to avoid that. Please give us halal income and halal relationships that help us come closer to you in this dunya, and become our partners and companions towards our akhirat. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do leave a comment, connect with me, let me know how you felt. Like, share and subscribe if that's something that you feel called to doing. I'm sending you lots of love, light and peace. Thank you so much for joining me for these sessions. If you do them in Ramzan or whenever it is that you get guided to do them, may Allah help you stay grounded in His love, in His remembrance, and you feel closer to Him through these grids, through these exercises, through these videos. If in any way these videos have helped you, please keep me in your prayers. I'm sending you love, light and peace, everyone. Enjoy and take care, and inshallah I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz.